Alright, so yeah, I will do the testing. I hope you can actually hear my voice because I muted just now. I'm so sorry. Can you hear my voice just now? I mean now. Yeah, can you hear my voice now? Yeah, supposedly I should do the live classroom yesterday, but because I'm very busy and I end up I will do it today. Yes, and then now only I reach home and I took a quick shower and then I start about the live classroom immediately, and then I just realized, yes, tomorrow is your SPM BM. So I'm so sorry. So whoever have the BM exam, yeah, maybe you can go to rest early or prepare for your BM exam tomorrow, and I will just like finish this paper one very fast, and then maybe you can watch the video tomorrow, I mean after your BM exam. Alright, so yeah, so I will start. Just do not want to waste your time. Yeah, so let's start about the paper. Yeah, about the modern math, I think modern math should be quite easy, right? I'm not sure. So I might do the modern math live like 1 day before the real modern math exam. Yeah, so because right now this virtual class I will more focus on MF because I think a lot of students have the difficulty in MF, especially on those like KBAT question. So I decided to actually make the live for MF student first. Yeah, modern math I just see what I can do for modern math, but right now for MF first. Alright, so yeah, for those students who want to go for preparing the BM tomorrow, maybe you can watch this live videos like tomorrow, because this video will upload to my YouTube channel and then you can always check it out anytime. Alright, so yes, so let's have a look on the monitor. Right, so I hope all of you can actually see the question here. Whoever want to stay, you can stay. Yeah, whoever want to prepare your BM exam, just go ahead, no worry. Alright, okay, this is the Kedah paper one. So yeah, so this is the formula list you will get like normal. Okay, so let me just start quickly, and I hope I can finish like 12 something, and then you all still can rest early because tomorrow you will have your BM exam. Alright, so for question number 1, okay, so the waste for a promoter is 36, so it's basically 36 per day and 7 per hour for overtime. So the 7 ringgit basically is the money for overtime. Alright, so okay, write daily wages for a promoter using the notation of F for a T hour overtime. So okay, so some keyword over here is daily wage. So basically what the question want is like, one day you can actually work for how many hours, and then like what is the total pay for it. So what I will do for this one actually is quite simple. Maybe I use the F to represent the waste, because the function notation of F, and in terms of T, right? So I will say something like F, maybe I will draw this sign for set notation, or you can actually write FT. If you don't want this one, I can just write FT. I will write FT is easier. So every day you will get 36 ringgit for sure, because this is your daily pay, plus how many hours you overtime. So I will say plus 70. That means if I overtime 1 hour, the T will be 1. If I overtime 2 hours, the T will be 2. I guess this is the equation, and this is what the question want. Alright, if you can understand, then I will move on to the yes. Some students actually asked me, can I do the live on this Sunday? Yes, I guess I will do the live on the coming Sunday, because next week is your MF exam, isn't it? Alright, so let's do about B. Okay, so for B, they ask you to find the value of T of the hours over time for the promoter if the daily wage is 64. That means this is what they get for one day, right? So I will say 64 equals to 36 plus 70. I will just solve this one. So 70 equals to 64 minus 36. So this is 28 equals to 70. And then t should equals to 4. Right? You can easily get this 3 mark. This is like very easy question. So we just move on. Okay, for number 2, diagram 2 show the function p map x to y and the function q will map y to z. Alright, so he give you the both of the equation. So you should know p is basically, so from here to here, x to y, this is p, and then from y to z, this is q. Alright, so find the value of k. So yeah, we know the value over here, right? So if let's say px first. So px equals to x minus 2. Alright, that means when my x equals to 5, my px should equals to 3. This is like what's the meaning of it? So you can try to substitute 5 into the x here, and then you will get 5 minus 2, which you will get 3. So you should know this is the value for px and this is value for x. Alright, so at the same time, the question asked me to find k. Where is my k? Okay, I have the k over here. So this one from 3 to k basically is a qx. So I will pay attention on qx is 8 plus 3y. So you should know the k basically is the value of qx. So I will say qx equals to k. And then 8 plus 3y. What is my y value over here? It's just 3. So 8 plus 6, x plus 8 plus 9, which is 17. Alright, so and then okay, find a function that map x into z. So yeah, if you want to map the x into the z over here, so what you need to do is basically you need to substitute px into the qx. So what the question want to find is, the question want to find q px. So you know this is composite function. Since I have both of the function, I will just substitute px into qx. So it should be, oh, this is negative 8. Negative 8. Then this one should be 1. We just realized this is negative 8. Alright, so k should be positive 1. Alright, so then I will substitute px into the qx, negative 8 plus 3y. And my y right now will be px. So px is x minus 2. Then we simplify this one, negative 8 plus 3x minus 6. So it should be 3x minus 14. Alright, just like that. Okay, actually I see some students ask about question 1b. Yeah, okay, so maybe just now I too fast already. Okay, this one is just 1a. So this is your answer. And this is 1b. Okay, 1b basically they just tell you the daily wage is 64 and then ask you to find the number of hours. That means they ask you to find t. So I will just substitute 64 into the ft. Alright, so I hope you get it. Yeah, because I just squeezed everything over here, so it might be hard for you to see. Okay, so if you can get it, then I will move on. Okay, so yeah, number 3. Okay, this is fx, this is f inverse x, and find the value of k and m. So yeah, basically I will do the comparing. So either I will make my fx into my f inverse, or I will make the f inverse into fx. Both will be good. So okay, make the fx into f inverse is a very common. So today I just do something like a little bit uncommon. I will make the f inverse to fx. So what I will do is I will let f inverse x equals to y, then x equals to fy. Okay, so right now I want to find x. If I can find x, I can find fy. Alright, so I will copy whatever I have it here. So I will say f inverse x equals to m over 2x minus 5. So f inverse x equals to y, right? So y equals to m over 2x minus 5. So I want to find x. This is my objective. So I get y plus 5 equals to m over 2x. So I know I want to use the place wisely. So I get 2x equals to m over y plus 5. That's been basically I swap place between them. I cross over multiply. So x basically equals to m over 2. I will multiply to the bottom. So I will get 2y plus 10. Alright, so then what is my x? My x basically is fy, right? So my fy equals to m over 2y plus 10. So therefore, my fx should equals to m over 2x plus 10. Okay, this is what I get from the f inverse, right? Then I will copy the whole thing and then do the comparing. So maybe I can write at the side here to, maybe I write at the bottom a bit to let you see. So that one is fx equals to, is 3 over 2x plus k. So therefore, because comparing the position, you know your m should equals to 3. Very easy. And then you know your k should equals to 10. Yeah, just like that. You can do comparing. And then for this comparing, you can actually change fx into f inverse, or you can change the f inverse into the fx. Alright, so I hope you can understand. Okay, given alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, and then find the values of the alpha square plus beta square. Alright, so in this case, what I will do is I will take out what is alpha beta first. Okay, this is the formula. X squared minus sum of root x plus product of root equals to 0. And then I will write down the equation given above and then do some comparing. So you should know your sum of root basically equals to 3. And then at the same time, you should know your product of root equals to 2. So sum of root, you know both of this is your root, right? So alpha plus beta will equals to 3. Alpha multiply beta basically equals to 2. Alright, this is what you will get. But then the question asks about alpha square plus beta square. So what I will do over here is I will take this equation. In order to get alpha square plus beta square, the first idea I get into my mind is I will square both sides. I will square both sides for this equation. Because if I square both sides for alpha beta equals to 2, right, it doesn't help me to get alpha square plus beta square. So you can see how I square both sides here. I square here, and then I square here. So this one I expand it, I got alpha square plus 2 alpha beta plus beta square. Then equals to 3 square, which is 9. So alpha square plus beta square, we know basically is 9 minus 2 alpha beta. And you have the value for alpha beta, isn't it? Which is 2 here. So sub into it. Then I will get 9 minus 4, which is 5. So my alpha square plus beta square will equals to 5. Alright, this is how we find this kind of question. I hope you can actually understand it. Can you discuss about the pinning paper? Yeah, I will try to discuss as many paper as possible, but then only left not much time. So I guess I will finish the Kedah paper first. So is there any other method for this question? Yep. If you want other methods for this question, maybe I can try other methods, see whether I can get the answer or not. Okay, first thing is you have to understand what is the meaning of root lah. So root basically is mean, root over here actually is mean the answer of x. I say it many times, answer of x. So if you ask me about the other method, then what I will do is I will try to find out what is my answer of x. So I will do a simple factorization, minus 2 minus 1. So x equals to 2 and x equals to 1. Okay, so both of this one is my root. So if you ask me about alpha square, I can say alpha equals to 2 or beta equals to 2, it doesn't matter. So alpha square plus beta square, right? If I take this one is 2, so I will say 2 square plus 1 square, which is 5. You will still get the same answer. So yeah, you might be able, but this method is a little bit not so complete, but I would say is yes, still consider correct. Yeah, but if you ask me, I would say the first way is easier for the examiners to actually understand your working. Yeah, thanks. You are really very helpful. Yeah, thanks for the student actually who like my video and who support this channel for so long until your SPM today. Yeah, I'm really appreciate that. Okay, question number 5. Given that the quadratic equation x squared plus 2hx plus h squared equals to 3x minus 1, where h is a constant. Find the range value of h if the quadratic equation have no root. So no root, the first information for this sentence, for this keyword we know basically is b squared minus 4ac. So what I will do over here is, in order to do the b squared minus 4ac, I need to make sure this equation into the general form. What do I mean by general form is the equation must equal to 0. So ax squared plus bx plus c must equal to 0. I need to change into general form, then only I can take out the a, b, c. Alright, so I will rearrange them. So x squared plus 2hx, and then minus 3x here, plus h squared and plus 1 here equals to 0. Basically, I move the 3x and negative 1 to the other side. And then the next step is I will factorize out the x here. So this is what I will get. And then I know this one is my c value, so I will just add a bracket for it. Just easier for myself to actually have a look here. Then I will sub my b squared minus 4ac. So b is this value, b squared. B is the value beside the x. Alright, so b squared minus 4. A here is nothing, so it should be 1. C will be h squared plus 1. Should be less than 0 because it's no root. Alright, so I will expand this one and solve it, so which is 4h squared. And then 6 will get minus 12x plus 9. Those is one negative 4, you get negative 4h squared minus 4 less than 0. 4h squared and 4h squared I will solve, negative 12x, and then this one will be plus 5 less than 0. So 5 will become less than 12x. So therefore I know my x is bigger than 5 over 12. So I rewrite it, x is bigger than 5 over 12. I mean, it's h. Why I suddenly change into the x? What's wrong with me? Alright, this one should be h plus 9. This one should be h. This one should be h. This one should be h. So this one should be h is bigger than 5 over 12. Alright, so it's very easy. So let me just move on. Okay, from the quadratic inequalities, they have the range of this one. Okay, this is the first time I see actually you need to work backwards, because normally we'll get this answer, but now you already have this answer and then they ask you to basically work out the quadratic inequality. So what I will do is, if I get this answer, 1 is less than negative 4 and x is bigger than 3. I know my quadratic inequality is, when go these two sides, I know inequality should be bigger than 0. Alright, then if I move this one to the other side, it should be plus 4 less than 0. This one should be x minus 3 bigger than 0, something like that. So I will join them together just like that. So which is x plus 4, x minus 3 here. So I will get something like x squared plus 4x minus 3x plus x minus 12. And then bigger than 0. This one is my quadratic inequality. Alright, it's very easy. Okay, question 7. 2 power of y equals to 3 and find the values, but the sign is different. Okay, if you need to understand why this sign is different, okay, because when you have the inequality, okay, this is a quadratic equation. If it's bigger than 0, that means your x value basically will go two directions. Okay, maybe a or less, it will bigger than b and less than a. If you get the quadratic equation which is less than 0, then your x value should be between a and b. Okay, this is the information, or I can say it's sort of formulas for quadratic equation. So right now I have the inequality which is going two direction, right? So if two direction, I know the quadratic should be bigger than 0. This is the reason why I will write bigger than 0. This is not something like we combine the inequality symbol. There's no such thing in quadratic. So that means if you're solving the quadratic equation, you cannot say, okay, this symbol is here and this symbol is here, I might change both of them, become the same pattern, then only I can join. There's no such thing in quadratic. So you make sure you understand it. So yeah, if you want to know why this one will go two side, and then so what you can do is you please go to check out my quadratic inequality video. I do explain over there. Yeah, I hope you please remember about this information. It's very useful. No worry, as long as you understand, I'm happy. Alright, so okay, given that 2 power y equals to 3, find the values of 8 power y. This is very easy because 8 power y equals to 2 power of 3y, isn't it? So 2 power of 3, because 8 is 2 power of 3, alright? So 2 power of 3 multiply y, something like that. Alright, so 2 power of 3y at the same time, it's same idea with 2 power of y3. They are the same thing. So 2 power of y basically is 3. So 3 power of 3 here, so we got 27. Right, this is the answer for A. Answer for B, okay, so you have 4 power of x minus 2. Alright, and okay, x is equals to, okay, so, okay, I will substitute this one into here first. So 4y minus 1 minus 2. So, yeah, because I will change the 4 become 2 power of 2y minus 2 first, because 2 multiply both, so minus 2. So this one equals to 2 power of y2. Minus 2 means what? Minus 2 means divide 2 power of 2 minus 2. Alright, so 2 power of y basically equals to 3. So 3 power of 2 over 4 minus 2. Then we will get the answer, which is 9 over 4 minus 2, 2 which is 8 over 4. Alright, so you will get 1 over 4. Okay, just like that. It's quite easy. Okay, number 8. Okay, log m2 equals to x and log m3 equals to y. Express log 648. So first thing is the base is not the same. You know you have to change the base into the things you want. Alright, this, okay, first thing you have to change the base 6 into the base m, because only in the term of base m, then only you can substitute x and y into it. So I will change the 6 into m later. And then the second thing is you will see a 48 here, but then you only have 2 and 3. So what I will do over here is I will do the prime factorization. That means I will use a 48 divided by the number 2 and 3 only. Alright, so I try to divide it by 2, and then I will get 24 here. And then I try to divide it by 2 again, I will get 12 here. And then I divide 2 again, I will get 6. Then I divide 2 again, I will get 3. Alright, then I know 48. I know 48 basically is formed by how many 2? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 power 4 multiply 1, 3, 3 power 1. Alright, so this is how the 48 will change from everything in terms of 2 and 3 already. I know that I can sub into the term later. Alright, so I will just express right now. Alright, so from here, first thing I will change the base first. So log m over log m 648. Alright, then the next thing I will do is I should know 48 basically is 2 power 4 multiply 3 over 6 basically is 2 multiply 3. Alright, then we know in the log rule, multiply basically mean plus. Alright, you should know about that. This is m, sorry. Over log m2 plus log m3. And then log rule tell us that power we can move in front, right? So the 4, I will bring it here. So the 4 will be missing here. So yeah, then I'm done. So 4 log 2m basically is log m2. I mean log m2 basically equal to x. So 4x plus y over x plus y. Okay, I just sub everything into it. Okay, teacher. Sir, are you a teacher? I was a teacher in 2 different homeschool like few years back, but right now I'm not the teacher in the school yet. I mean I'm not the teacher in the school. Wait, for 6 can be 2 multiply 3? Yeah, because 2 multiply 3 is 6, isn't it? Yeah, 2 multiply 3 is 6. This is a simple math. Alright, okay, this one is a K-Byte question. Very obvious because this one is not easy. Okay, so Okay, so I will need to solve this question first. I would say the part B is very hard. Part A is still okay. Okay, so sine theta cos theta equals to 7 over 50. Okay, the problem is you have sine and cos at the same time. A lot of students think that, oh, you can divide cos for both sides. But if you divide cos for both sides, you have over cos on the other side. So in this case, when I see sine and cos, right, one formula actually do come in my mind is 2 sine theta cos theta. What is this formula? 2 sine theta cos theta. This one basically is sine 2 theta, isn't it? It's a formula for sine 2 theta, which is 2 sine theta cos theta. That means if I can get 2 sine theta cos theta, I can change it into a sine 2 theta. So what I will do here is I will multiply 2 for both sides. Then here I get 2 sine theta cos theta, isn't it? The whole thing is sine 2 theta. Then this one I will multiply, maybe I will get 7 over 25. After I multiply 2, basically I simplify it. Alright, so now I solved the first part. Yes, done A. A is just like that. Let's have a look on B. Okay, from sine 2 theta, there's no way you can only get the cos theta. So what I will do over here is, since the question tell me the theta basically equals to 0 to 90, that means for 2 theta is basically from 0 to 180. That means I multiply 2 for both over here. So that means this one can be in the first quadrant or second quadrant. Alright, but then, okay, right now the sign is positive, so it can be first and second quadrant definitely. So, but I will do in the first quadrant first, because sine theta need to be first quadrant, so I will do it for first quadrant. So this one is 2 theta, right? So it should be 7 over 25. Later I will show you, actually in these two different quadrants you will get the same result for B. Alright, so because of the Pythagoras, you know this one should be 24. Okay, using the something like a square minus b square equals a square root, and then we got this one. Pythagoras, you should be able to understand Pythagoras, okay? So then I will change this one to cos 2 theta. I want to find cos. Cos basically is adjacent over hypotenuse. Alright, so why I choose the cos theta, cos 2 theta? Because we have 3 formula for cos 2 theta, isn't it? Cos 2 theta can be cos square theta minus sine square theta, one of the formula. Or it can, if you change the sine square become 1 minus cos square, if you change the sine square become 1 minus cos square, you can get 2 cos square theta minus 1. Or if you change the cos square into 1 minus sine square, you can get 1 minus 2 sine square theta. Okay, because cos 2 theta equals to 3 of it. So if I want my answer have only cos, I will choose the second one, because the second one only have cos here. So what I will do here is the cos 2 theta here, I will change this one into 2 cos square theta minus 1 equals to 24 over 25. Then by solving this equation, I can easily get my cos theta. Alright, so therefore, my cos square theta will equals to 24 over 25 plus 1. And then, okay, I divide 2 later. So, okay, let me write over here. So cos square theta, okay, plus 1, basically you will get 49, isn't it? Yeah, this one is 25, so you got 49 over 25. And then 2, I move to the other side, basically will be multiply half. Alright, so this one should be 50. 49 over 50. So I will move the square over here, I will get square root. Square root, I will get positive negative over here. Okay, so from this one, you actually will get something like 7 over 5 square root 2. Or you can change this one into a decimal. You should have positive negative, but then this one is in the first quadrant, so I will ignore about negative. So my answer should be only positive. Alright, so yeah, I guess this one should be my answer. Or you can leave your answer in this pattern. You just erase here. Oops. What's wrong? Alright, so this one should be 49 over 50. And you just square it. Or you want to simplify it, you can always simplify it. Alright, so Yeah, I hope you can understand how I get cos theta. For number 9b, we just use identity instead of triangle. If you just use the identity, it's really hard for you like just use the identity. If you want to just use the identity, let me think, is there any way? Because if you just want to use the identity, you only have sines 2 theta, which is 2 sine theta cos theta. Okay, now for your logics, or even you don't have 2, how do you make this expression into cos theta only? I mean, if you do not want to use a triangle, actually, I don't know. I try to figure out how to change this equation into this pattern, because your identity formula mostly actually in terms of square. You have something like cos square, sine square, secant square, cotangent square. But then the sine and cos over here don't have any square here, so it's quite hard for you to actually just use the identity. Maybe you can try to think about square both sides and then you're trying to solve lah. Alright, but then for right now, I would say, yeah, you can just use the identity if you can solve that, no problem. But I would say use a triangle for me is actually quite easier. Alright, so let me move on to number 10. Alright. So, okay, this one, I would not say it's very hard, but it's a little bit confusing because the first time I do, actually I did it wrongly because of the percentage. You know, mostly when I see the percentage thing, I will think is geometry progression. Okay, but then this one actually is arithmetic progression, which is AP. Okay, so okay, Alfred bought an apartment with the price 180,000 in the years 2015. If the price for the apartment increased 9% per year, so that means this is the very important keyword which I missed it when I first time I read. 9% per year from the buying price. That means each year the interest will be the same, because from the buying price, because the buying price is actually fixed already, 180,000. So that means every year you will have the same amounts of interest. Alright, because normally if the 9% is from the previous year, then this one basically is the compound interest. Or I can say is a GP. But then because this one actually from the buying price, so this sentence actually make the whole question become AP. Okay, I will explain it I will explain it more clear later. In which year the price of the apartment will increase more than 2 times of the original price. Alright, so this is what happened here. If you have 180,000, and then I was trying to find the 9%. So the 9% for this one, so I will use 0.09 multiply 180,000. So it's basically you need to plus 16,200. So after you plus already 180,000 plus 16,200, you basically next year you will get 192,200. Okay, and then the next year you will plus the same value because of what? From the buying price, what? Because 9% from the buying price. So the next one is basically this value plus the same thing. So it's 212400, and move on. Next year we will plus the same value again, and then you will get the same thing. So now the question is like, how many years it takes actually for the apartment increase more than 2 times? So what I will do is, yeah, I will find something like sort of Tn. So I will say in which term it should be more than double of it, right? 2 times of the original price, which is 360,000. Alright, in this case I will let this one as my A is 180,000, and my D basically is 16200, which is 16,200. Then I will just solve this one. Tn for AP is A plus n minus 1D. So equals to this value. So what happened right now is I will sub everything. 180,000 plus m minus 1 multiply this one. Should be bigger than this value. Alright, so definitely I will move this one to the other side. It will minus. After minus already, you will get 180,000. And then I will move 16200 to the other side. You will divide it. So I will just quickly do this one. And then later I will plus 1 for my answer. And then I plus 1. I will get 12.11. So bigger than 12.11. So if n is bigger than 12.11, so the closer one should be 13. Alright, so yeah, this is how we do this kind of question. And then yeah, in which year the price of will increase more than 2 times of the original price. So that means start from 13 years, yeah, the price will actually be double. Okay, I hope you can understand it. So let me move on to the question 11. For question 10, if it's the state from the previous year, it will become GP, right? Yes. If it state from the previous year, it definitely is a GP, because each year your interest is actually is multiply one. It's not the same anymore. Alright, so yeah, let me move on to the question 11. So an arithmetic progression have 14 terms such that the sum of all the odd term is 140 and the sum of the all even term is 160. Find the first term and the sum and the common difference of the progression. I will say this is another quite confusing question, because over here, okay, so the odd term, but then the odd term doesn't mean it must follow the, I mean, it doesn't mean the values of the odd term will increase accordingly. It can be any random number. So this is, I would say this question is quite confusing. Okay, let's see what happened here. So basically you have from the first term to the 14th term, and sum of all the odd term you will get 140, and sum of all the even term you will get 160. So they want to find the A and D. Alright, so okay, I'll show you what's the meaning of sum of the odd term. So sum of the odd term basically is something like T1 plus T2, and I mean T3 plus T5 plus T7 plus T9, and then plus T11 plus T13. This is sum of all of the odd term from the term 1 to the 14th term. You will get 140. Alright, and then sum of the even, all the even term, that's mean 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10, and then plus 12 plus 14, you will get 160. Alright, so yeah, you can do like this, and then you should know about the formula for it, because the formula is A plus m minus 1d, isn't it? Okay, so I will just do quickly, and then we will simplify and then substitute into each other. Okay, so yeah, and then for the second part, if you do not want to do such a long thing, what you can do is I will use sum of 14 term. That means from the first term to the last term, I plus together minus 140, then I should get 160. Because 140 is sum of all the odd term, right? If you use the total here minus all the odd term, you will get all the even term. Right, this is the logic. Or you want to do like this also can, both is good. Alright, so let's start from the first one. Okay, the first term is just A, and then third term is just A plus 2D. Fifth term will be A plus 4D. So there's a lot of things to do. A plus 6D, and then A plus 8D, and then A plus 10D, and then plus A plus 12D equals to 140. And then I'll count how many A I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it should be 7A plus, let's see how many D. 2, 6, 12, 20, 30, 42. So you have 42D equals to 140. And I realize all the number here can divide by 7. So I divide by 7. So it's 60 equals to 20. So maybe A equals to 20 minus 60. Then I got my first equation. Okay, so I guess I will do the second method lah, because you can use the same way to actually do the term here. If I do the second method, will it be faster? Should be. Okay, so the second method is 14 n over 2 plus 2a plus n minus 1d, so which is 13d. The 140 I will move to the other side. It becomes plus 140, you get 300. So the 7 I will move here, or maybe a 7 I leave here lah. So 2a plus 13d equals to 300. Alright, so I will multiply in, so you get 14a plus 91 d equals to 300. Then I will sub the a into here by doing the simultaneous. So the 14, this is 20 minus 60, and then plus 91d equals to 300. There's not enough space for me. Alright, so I will multiply. So I get 280 minus, alright, 14 multiplied 6, 84, minus 84d plus 91d equals to 300. Then d and d I solve, I got 7d equals to 20. Then my d will equals to 20 over 7. Then I will substitute into here, minus 6, 20 over 7. So make it 7, so it's 100 over 7 minus 120 over 7 is 20 over 7 too. So therefore my a is 20 over 7 and my d is 20 over 7. I believe it should have some smarter way to doing this one, but I couldn't figure out any like faster way of doing this one. If you know any of it, yeah, please share it to me. Alright, this is how we do this kind of question. Okay, for question 12 here, 2 over k and 2 over k square are the first three terms of the geometric progression. Find the sum of infinity. Alright, so in terms of k. So sum of infinities, we have the formula over here, which is a over 1 minus r. So from here, the r obviously is 1 over k. Alright, a equals to 2. Then I will find my sum of infinity, 2 over 1 minus, 2 over 1 minus r. My r is 1 over k. So this is basically 2 over k minus 1 over k, which is 2k over k minus 1. Alright, this is how we get this one. Alright, it's very easy. This 3 mark is a lot easier compared to the question 11. Okay, this is linear law. Alright, so for this linear law over here, show the parabola graph for this one. So, okay, express y over x in terms of x. Yeah, so what I will do is, okay, what I will do over here is I will change this equation into this pattern. Alright, so what I will do is I will divide x for a whole equation. So you can see how I divide x. So now I got y over x, which is nice because my vertical axis here is y over x. X and x simplified. This one without x, so I know it's a c. So this one after simplify, I know it's minus 2x. So this is x, y over x, y over x, x. So this one I know exactly is for the second graph already. So over here, we know the gradient is -2 and the vertical intercept should be 5. So easily get my value of, okay, I already done this one. This is answer for A. Answer for B will ask you to find the K and P. So K is just 5 by doing the comparing because 5 is the vertical intercept, which is K. Alright, so, and then the next thing is I want to find P. P is the x-intercept over here. So I will sub the 5 back into the question. So I get 5x minus 2x squared, and then I will factorize out the x here, 5 minus 2x. And then why I will do this one? Because I want to find the x-intercept. Whenever want to find the x-intercept, make y equals to 0. So 0 equals to x, 5 minus 2x. So you have two coordinate will touch on the x-axis in this case. One is when x equals to 0. The other one, x will be move the -2, move the 2, so it should be 5/2 here. Alright, 0 is the first coordinate, so p should obviously is 5/2. So therefore I know my p equals to 5/2. Done for p and k. Alright, so late you do live video. Yeah, I'm sorry about this late. Okay, so let's move on to question 14. Diagram 14 show a straight line AB is perpendicular to the straight line BC and the angle is 45. Okay, given the coordinate A is 5, 0. Okay, this one doesn't mention here. I will write it myself, which is 5. Okay, find the equations of the straight line BC. Alright, it's not too bad. Okay, this is 45 degrees, so okay, I will draw out the right angle triangle. You should know this is right angle triangle. Alright, this is 45 and this is 5. I want to find OB. Alright, so I will use tangent definitely. I will say tangent 45 because it's OA. Alright, so I use tangent equals to OB over 5. Tangent 45, use the calculator, they will tell you is 1. 1 multiplied 5 is 5. So here is 5 unit. So I know the value here is 5. Alright, then the next thing is I will need to find the gradient for this line. If you have both intercept, the gradient is just negative y-intercept over x-intercept. The gradient for this line should be -1. Then the gradient for this line will be +1 because of the gradient formula m1, m2 equal to -1, perpendicular. This is formula for perpendicular. Right, so I have the m and I have the c. C is 5, right? So I can form the equation easily. Y equals to 1x plus 5. Just like that, very easy. Okay, given the area passed by the point P, Q, and R is 0, state the characteristic for these 3 points. Okay, if PQR, you will get 0 for the area. Obviously, they are the straight line. Alright, this is very easy. Because if PQR all is on the same line, that means there's no way for you to find the area of the triangle, of this triangle, I would say, because 3 points. Alright, so I would say they are straight line. Or I assume you can use the mathematical term, you can say they are collinear. Okay, either way is good. Then they ask you to find the value of h. So if they are in a straight line, that means they will have the same gradient. Same gradient, that means I can say the gradient of PQ will equal to the gradient of QR. So PQ, I will say 12 minus 4 over 6 minus h. QR, so I will say 12 minus 6h over 6 minus 9. I just solved this equation, alright? So I will get 8 over 6 minus h equals to 12 minus 6h equal over -3. I cross over multiply. So I will get -24 equals to 12 minus 6h multiply with 6 minus h. Just solve this equation right now. Alright, so this one should be 72 minus 36h. Yes, and then minus 12h plus 6h squared. Alright, I hope you can see it. And then I will make the whole thing become 0. So 6h squared, these two simplify, minus 48h plus 96. I guess all the number here can divide it by 6. So this one should be 8. This one should be 16. Alright, then I will just find h by factorize. H minus 4, h minus 4, so h equals to 4. Alright, so what if I use the area formula? Okay, if for this question you're trying to use the area formula, right? Yeah, you might be able to find it. You might be able to find it. You make the area equals to 0 maybe. Mean you are using this formula, right? And then make it equal to 0. Do let me know whether you can find it or not. I guess you should be able to find it. But yeah, you mean in order to find h, right? Yeah, I think I don't know, because actually the 3 point here have there's no way for me to form the triangle to find area, but I'm not sure you're trying to explore it and then you do updates me on that. Okay, we will just break for 1 minute or 2 minutes, then I will come back for question 16. Okay. Alright, so yeah. Okay, so let's continue on question 16, and I see some students actually share me the answer for question 16. Alright, so let's have a look on this question, just 2 mark. So I guess it should be not too difficult. So given that the standard deviation per unit for share P, Q, and R for the years of 2016, so you have the standard deviation is 0.6, 0.12, and 0.85. If the Lina want to invest one of the share that has higher potential to get highest return with the high risk, so which share actually should Lina choose? So basically, you want to choose the higher risk one. So you have to choose the share which have the highest value of standard deviation, because you have to know what is the meaning for what's the purpose of standard deviation, because the purpose of standard deviation actually is for you to find the consistency. Means the highest values the standard deviation, that means it is less consistency. Or in other words, in more mathematics words, we will say is when you have the higher value of standard deviation, actually you will get the higher dispersion. Dispersion means actually less consistency. Alright, so I always use some example to explain about standard deviation. So let's say you are the factory like Apple. Yeah, everyone heard about iPhone before. So if you are Apple, today you want to make iPhone because you charge the people very expensive for your phone. So you have to make sure your manufacturer actually will have the lowest standard deviation. Because the lowest the standard deviation, that means more reliable for iPhone. More reliable for their product lah. iPhone is just one of their product. Alright, so yeah, this is the idea of standard deviation. To measure how deviation is it mean from mean value. Standard deviation is related to mean, but you cannot use the mean to actually determine the standard deviation. Alright, so in this case, I will just say my answer is share R. I guess you will get 1 mark from here because R is the highest value. Now they want the highest rate, they want the higher risk, right? So what I will say is because they ask you to explain, right? Because it has higher dispersion. Or you can say because it's a highest, because it means there's less consistency. Yeah, you can write any words which you think is makes sense and then you just write on it. To measure how deviation is it from the mean. Okay, so if you see about standard deviation formula is square root sum of x squared over sum of f minus sum of fx over sum of f. Alright, square. The mean is inside the standard deviation. Alright, so this is the reason why I say the mean is related to the standard deviation, but it's not determines the standard deviation, because you still need to find the sum of x squared over sum of f. You still need to find this one. So I'm not sure which textbook you are using, but yeah, you can try to like find out what is the real meaning. You can go to Google to check it out. Alright, so let's move on to the next question. The diagram 17 show the vector A, B. So draw 3A minus 2B on the square grids provided by the answer space. So basically I need to draw this one. So they want 3A minus 2B. Okay, so A is like that. So 3A it should be 1A, 2A, 3A. Of course, you have to use the ruler to draw, alright? This is 3A. And then minus 2B, that means must be opposite direction. Negative 1B, negative 2B. Alright, so this one should be negative 2B. But this is not the line you should draw, because your final answer should be this one. Okay, this one should be 3A minus 2B, this line. Alright, so this one actually is just about drawing. It's very easy, 2 mark. Okay, question 18. The diagram 18 PQRS is a rectangle T, is a point on PR such that PR equals to 4 PT. So PR equals to 4 PT. That means this is 1, this is 3. Alright, so if PQ equals to 12x and PR equals to 12x plus 5y. Okay, they want you to find the PS. Alright, so I would say PS equals to PR plus, let me see, where's PS? PS here, right? So equals to PR plus RS. Okay. Alright, so PR I have already is already 12x plus 5y. And RS basically will same with QP, isn't it? Because they are exactly the same vector, alright? So I can copy, but they are opposite direction. This is PQ, right? So QP will be negative 12x. So this is negative 12x. So PS is equal to 5y. So here is 5y. Alright, so then they ask you to find QT. So in order to find QT, where is QT? This line, right? QT. Alright, so QT I can say is equals to QR plus RT. Or you can say QP plus PT. I think I use QP plus PT seem easier because a lot of opposite directions you might make mistake. So I say it's QP plus PT. Okay, because QP is just opposite of PQ, right? So it's just negative 12x plus PT. PT we know is basically 1 over 4 of PR. So negative 12x plus 1 over 4 PR is 12x plus 5 over plus 5y. So negative 12x, this one will become plus 3x plus 5 over 4y. Alright, so you will get 5 over 4y minus 9x. Alright, this one should be your answer. This is a simple vector question. For paper 1, shouldn't be any problem. Okay, so diagram 19 show a sector OPQ with a center O. Given that the area of the sector OPQ is equal to the square of the arc length PQ. Alright, so okay, let's say we do not know any angle. Let's say theta. Find the ratio of the arc PQ and R. Okay, we need to find a ratio for arc PQ and the radius. Okay, this is the arcs. Alright, so question give me one information, which is the area of the sector half r squared theta will equals to the square of the arc length PQ. Arc length of PQ in this case I will say is r theta, but equal to square of it, right? So I will square of it. So it's half r squared theta will equals to r squared theta square. Alright, because I need to leave it into the ratio pattern, so what I will do is I divide r squared theta for both sides. So cut. Alright, here left at half here. Here actually you will left they want the ratio for arc PQ. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I will get cut. I get theta equals to half. So theta equals half. Okay, then they want the ratio, right? Then now only I work out the ratio. They want the arc PQ ratio R. Alright, so the arc PQ is basically is half. Oh no. The arc PQ is r theta ratio R. Of course, we have the value of theta, which is half ratio R. So you will get half R ratio R, isn't it? So basically you will get half ratio 1 by divide R for both sides. So I multiply 2 for both sides, you will get 1 ratio 2. Yeah, I guess your final answer should be 1 ratio 2. Okay, so if okay, then I will move on to the next one. Question 20. Okay, I think this question has some typing error because I trying to like figures out, because over here, I see this one integrate from 4 to 4. So obviously it have some typing error. And then because I have the marking scheme also, so I will change the 4 here into the 1. Okay, I will change this one into the 1. So that means it's 1 to 4 because it makes more sense, and then I can get the answer at the back. I mean I can get the answer for the marking scheme. Alright, so find the shaded region. So if this is integrate fx from 1 to 4, you'll get 11. That means this is 1 here, isn't it? And then this one should be 4 here. For 1 to 4. That means this area over here, which I shaded with the blue one, the area itself is equals to 11. Alright, so in order to find the shaded region, my logic right now is I will use the area of trapezium. You should be able to see a big trapezium here. Just in case you didn't see the trapezium, I will draw the line to show you. So I will use the trapezium to minus the 11. Then I will get this part. So the trapezium is just half. And then over here this is 7. This is 3. So it'll be 7 plus 3 multiply. The height here is just 3. Okay, minus 11. That's all. This question, I think, is just test how much you understand. So you get 15 because this is 10, right? 10 divide 2, you get 5. 15 minus 11. So the answer is just 4. Okay, it's very easy. This question is just one to test like how much you understand. Right, question 21. A car moves with the speed ds dt equals to this value. Find, okay, the car is unexpectedly stopped at t equal to 3 when the driver braked suddenly after he saw a buffalo crossing. Okay, so the whole sentence here is just trying to tell you the vertical stop. Alright, find the value of k. You should know ds dt basically is equals to v. Alright, if you learn about motion along a straight line, you should know this one. So this is velocity equals to kt minus 12. Alright, so because the particle stopped, the velocity should be 0. So you can solve this one easily. But you know when it stopped, actually t will equal to 3, right? So I will solve this one by saying 3k equals to 12. So k will equals to 4. Alright, just like that. I hope you can get the answer. So let's move on to the next one. Question 22. Okay. Given that the triangle EFG, the length of EF equals to 3h and EG equals to this one and the angle. So normally whenever I sketch a triangle, I will start drawing from the angle. So I will draw a random triangle because it doesn't tell me what is my triangle look like. Let's say I want to make this one 30. I will call this one FEG. Alright, then only I see the first two information. EF, where is EF? Though this one is 3h. And FG, this one will be 8h. Alright, and then I ask you to find the area of triangle in terms of h. When I have two sides and one angle on between, I know I have a formula for the area of triangle like this, right? So we half AB sine C. Okay, AB is two sides, C will be angle on between. So it's just, so the area equals to half 3h multiply with 8h and then multiply with sine 30. Alright, so this one should be 8 times, okay, multiply this is 4. So you get 12h squared. Sine 30 equals to 1 over 2. So the answer should be 6h squared. Alright. So, yeah, sleep well everyone. Yeah, all the best for your BM exam tomorrow. I just left like 3 more questions. Yeah, if you want to leave, you may leave now, no problem. Okay, so this is answer for A. B, the rate of change of the area in terms of h. When the rate of change of the h. So the question basically in this question, they give you the dh dt equals to 0.75. And the question basically asks you to find the dA dt. Alright, because rate mean dt at the bottom, right? Rate of change of area. So area is on the top here. So we have the A equals to this one. So in order to find dA dt, I will form a chain rule here by myself. I will say draw two lines. dA is here, dt is here. And then this one must be the same, which is dh and dh. Okay, dA dh, I can get it by differentiate this one. So I will get 12h. Alright, I don't have any h value here, so I will just sub the DADH here, which is 12h here. This one is 0.75. So I should be able to get my answer easily by multiply, because you can leave your answer in terms of h, so no worry. 12 times 0.75, you will get 9h. Right, this is the answer for part B. You just need to know a basic for rate of change, then you are doing fine here. Alright, so question 23 here, probability. Okay, a boy is standing in the middle of the 5-step staircase. So you can see how they calculate the 5 steps here: step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. Alright, so he moved up or down the step based on the outcome of the tossing a fair coin. So that means a boy will move 1 step up to the step when the outcome is head. That means if he got the head, he's going to move up, and if he got the tail, he's going to go down. So if head, he will move up. If tail, he will actually going down. Alright, so it's quite simple. So find the probability that after 2 toss, so that means that they will toss the coin 2 times, he is at the A. So that means in order to go A, he need to head and head, right? So I will find the probability of getting head and head. So head and head, getting head is just 1 over 2, another head is just 1 over 2, so it's 1 over 4. Quite simple. Alright, and then you want to remain the same place. So if you want to remain the same place, there's 2 possible. First time he get the head, he going here, and then he get the tail, he going back here. Or the first time he get the tail, second time he get the head, he will remain the same place. So I will say same place is actually equals to probability of getting head tail plus the probability of getting tail head. So this is 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 times 1 over 2, which is 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4, which is 1 over 2. Alright, this is answer for B. Alright, this probability considered quite easy. Okay, this one I will skip first because this one is very confusing. Even me also take very long time to get, and I got the marking scheme, but at the end I still cannot get the answer in the marking scheme. So, but I try to use my own logic to solve. I will get other answer, but I will show you my other answer later. So we go to question 25 first. Okay, so the table 25 show the ends of the year-end exam for the additional mathematics paper in the SMK. Bagus. So if the mark are distributed normally with the means of 86 and standard deviation of 4, find the minimum marks to get A plus. Alright, right. This question I checked the marking scheme. I think the marking scheme do a minor mistake, but it's fine. I will try to explain it here also. Okay, so what happened here is, alright, so I will let the X become the exam mark. Oh, okay, exam mark over here. So find the minimum value of getting A. So he give you a mean and give you a standard deviation. So from here, okay, this one is the ratio, isn't it? So if this one is a ratio, I want to find the correct ratio for getting the A plus. So in order to get the A plus, the ratio basically, okay, the total ratio here, you just sum up, you get 25. So in order to get the A actually take 4 out of 25, right? So I can say, if you want to find the probability of the Z, I mean the Z must bigger than certain mark here, you should be, this is the chances 4 over 25 based on the ratio, because ratio actually something is related to the percentage. Alright, so of course over here we know basically in order to get the Z over here, we actually need to use our mark minus the mean, which is 86, over the standard deviation, which is 4, and will bigger than, okay, what am I doing? I means it should be z is bigger than, so I will need to actually change the mark minus the mean. Okay, so the mean is 86 divided by 4. So I should get 4 over 25 is not helpful when I want to find the exact value table. So I will change the decimal. 4 divided by 25, I basically get 0.16. Alright, so okay, now I need to find this value because it's already bigger than that, and then that one is positive, and 0.16 is here. Because bigger, right, I go this direction, so area here will be 0.16. So now I want to find what is this value, because right now this value over here is x minus 86 over 4. So if I can find this value, I will make this one equal to that value. Alright, so 0.16 is the probability. So from here, I will try to find the 0.16 in the probability zone. So 0.16 is almost here. And then I need to minus 11, but I don't have 11 here. I will minus 10. So I will mark down my value here. This one is basically 0.994. Okay, so this one is 0.994. So I will scroll up. So this one should equal to 0.994. So I can get my x mark easily, which is multiply 4. So 0.994 multiply 4 and plus 86. Alright, so it should be 89.98 in order to get an A plus, or you can say it's 90. Yeah, I guess this one is a correct answer because I checked the marking scheme. Actually, the 0.16 there, the marking scheme is finding the 0.16 here, which is not, because this one is a exact value. This is not the probability. So I don't think this one is a correct one. Alright, so anyways, okay, let's come back to this question, because actually for this question, right, there's so many students ask me this question in my Facebook page, and they give me the answer definitely, and I still couldn't get the answer after many try, and then I tried to use a lot of logics. I still couldn't get the same answer as the marking scheme. So I cannot say the marking scheme is wrong, but because there's no way for me to prove that. But then I will explain my own way on calculate this one to give you some idea on how to calculate this one and my logics. Alright, so okay, in this one, you have a rectangular table. In a restaurant, we have a 4-seat and 3-seat on the opposite side, as shown in the diagram 24. Of course, if you got the answer and you understand, you please share to me. Alright, so a family of 7 consists of 2 parents, 2 grandparents, 2 parents, and 3 children are to be seated at a table for dinner. In how many ways can they be seated if the grandparent and parent are seated together? So, and at the opposites of the table. So I will assume the grandparent want to chit chat with the parent, mean they want to actually talk with the parent. So it's easier for them to actually sit like opposite each other, something like this: grandparent, grandparent, or parent, parent. And then the together here, it doesn't mean grandparent and parent sitting together, because if grandparent and parents want to sit together, you only can sit in the 4 seat here. But then I don't think so, because the second sentence, it will say and at the opposite sides of the table. Alright, so and then the other 3 seats, they will fill up the children. Okay, so they will fill up the children for the other seat. Of course, this is one of the ways. So I will need to find out all the possibility over here, because there's so many possibility. The grandparent, grandparent, you have a grandma and grandpa. Basically, both of them can swap place. And your parent, you have your mom and dad. Both of them can swap place also. And these 3 children, they can swap place also. Alright, so if the grandpa and grandma want to swap place, basically is 2 factorial. And mom and dad want to swap place is 2 factorial. And 3 children want to swap place is 3 factorial. Alright, this one is basically the logics. Alright, so right now I want to know there's how many way I can actually arrange this one, because I don't get the answer. So what I do is a little bit stupid. I mean I'm a little bit stupid on the way I do, because I try to figure out the correct answer. So what I will do is I only assume the grandpa sit on the 4 seat here, and then my final answer I will multiply 2. That means the grandpa, because both of the parent can be sitting here and the grandparent sitting at the bottom. But then this one I will do it by multiply 2 for it. Okay, so right now I only assume the grandparent sitting on the 4 seat here and parent sitting over here. So then I list out the possibility here. So I got grandparent, because they must be sitting together, right? Children, and then this one will be parent, children. Alright, then I can change a little bit. Means grandparent, children sitting here, both parents sitting here. Alright, then I will do something like grandparent, children. Mean grandparents sitting on the middle now, and then this is parent, children. They're still opposite, right? But then grandparent and parent is still sitting together, right? So or children, grandparent, children, and children, parent. So they're still sitting opposite and together. And then the last one is, last two should be children, grandparent, and parent, children. They are still opposite and they are still together. Or children, grandparent, and then children, parent. I guess this is about all the way if the grandparent must be sitting on the 4 seat here. Okay, so right now, what if the grandparent and parent they swap place? That means something like this: PPCC, GGC. Okay, that means the parent and grandparent swap place. So they will have the equal chances here. So what I will do is, the permutation I calculate for this one, I just will use my answer multiply 2. That means the grandparent and parent actually is swapping the place. Alright, so okay, so for this one, what I will do over here is basically I say for grandparent is 2 factorial, for parent is 2 factorial, for children is 3 factorial. And then I have how many of it? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I will times 6. Alright, and then I will multiply 2, because this is what I say, grandparent and parent they can swap place, right? So I will times 2, because grandparent and parent they can like swap place. Swap place mean the like what I say, the grandparent sit on the opposite and parent will sit over there. So this is my answer. So 2 factorial times 2 factorial times 3 factorial times 6 times 2. So actually my answer is 288. Of course the marking scheme is 120. I tried many times already, I still couldn't get the answer in the marking scheme. So yeah, if any one of you actually know like how to get the answer of the marking scheme, please share with me. Okay, so yeah, basically this is everything about the paper 1. Okay, so let me go to the webcam. Yeah, basically this is the everything about the paper 1. This paper got few questions, is quite confusing. Yeah, even mine do at the first time also take me some time to think about it. And yeah, the permutation, that one I would say, I wouldn't say it's very hard, but because maybe I couldn't get the answer from the marking scheme, so it take me about few hours to actually use all the knowledge I know to not few hours, like it's a bit exaggerate. I think about 1 hour like that to actually figure it out. So at the end I decided, if I do not want to follow the answer, what will I do? So I will get this is the reason why I get the answer just now. Alright, so anyways, yeah, tomorrow you will have your BM exam. So all the best for your BM exam, and I'm so sorry about the last minute virtual class. And then yeah, I guess the next week is the last week for the SPM math and math student. Yeah, so please prepare well. And then I'm trying to do more virtual class next week, even though I'm extremely busy next week. So you might see the virtual class will at a late night, like this one, maybe start at 10 or 10:30 if I want to do it like after all my tuition. Alright, so anyways, I see actually we actually have 15 students actually still watching here. yeah, all the best for your BM exam tomorrow, and rest early, and I will see you guys on the next classes. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye and good night.